so let's do the PPG Atlanta top 16. I didn't want to make the last one too long, so this is going to be a completely separate video, but this had 140 to the 150 that ARG had. I'm guessing that people just had to decide which one to go to first or instead. You know, I feel like some people had the idea of going to Vegas before PPG had to change the date to the same date, so that's probably what happened. A lot of notable people here, a lot of PPG people like Peter Katani, Marcel Russell, Jonathan, I do believe, Justin Rios, right? I don't know. I don't really keep up with it too much, but I know people and I know names sometime. Daniel Brown. Yeah, okay. Let's just scroll down. If anything, the top 16 breakdown is completely different. Well, I wouldn't say completely different, but very different from the top 16 in Vegas. So if we compare the Vegas one to the top 16 of the PPG one, which I don't think it actually shows, but again, 4 Hurrican, 4 Broly, 3 Pan, 2 Shenron. Then we have 6 Broly, 6 Baby Vegeta, 2 Hurrican, 1 Janemba, 1 Frieza, the Galactic Emperor. So it's really weird. Like, honestly, it's actually really weird to see that, where, you know, we only had 2 Shenron in Vegas, 3 Pan, and then the 2 weird off rogue decks, the Yamcha and Vegeta, where all these seem more to cater to the meta, because I think Baby Vegeta really did well, and you'll see in the actual main decks to go against Broly, and Broly did really well to go against the Shenron decks, and they kind of balance each other out. Not only to mention that, but the people who were playing the decks at these events are really good at playing those decks, if that makes sense. I think the PPG people, and as well as the teams that went there and the people who went there, are really good at playing those decks because they, you know, they were, I don't know if that makes sense. But either way, I mean, it seems like it just kind of balanced out to each other, and it's really good to see it. I think that really, again, speaks to the people playing the decks, and it speaks to the options that we have within this meta right now. Some people aren't really liking it, but at the same time, Baby Vegeta, the chain attack Zeno decks that which Baby Vegeta might be playing as well, kind of disrupts not only Janemba but also the Broly decks. So that's interesting. Not interestingly enough, time control Cronoa, pretty much in every deck, 75% of decks played 2 to 3 of them, and the dominance, I'm guessing, okay, well, I guess the dominance is just between main and, I don't know how to say that, but I'm pretty sure it's 75%. Let's just go with that. And Successor speaking to the swap, After Image speaking to Baby, Saiyan Strength speaking to Baby. So it really makes sense just looking at the graph and just looking at all these. Nothing out of the ordinary from what we can see from here. But people really hate Shigesh, that is for sure. We have a lot of cool decks, a lot of aggro lineage Broly type things going here. A lot of Vegeta Baby Brew right here. The one lonely Janemba who did really well overall. A couple Herudagans, the Mono Blue. I do believe this is the Dimension Magic, or the Dimension Trunks build, right? Galactic Mom, always glad to see a Galactic Frieza in the mix. And everything else is pretty much expected. And of course, going through the first one, Mr. Janemba here, Mr. Hardesty. This is, I would say, again, pretty standard, but also very choosy and picky in what he wanted to do with it. I think all the one-ofs are very situational in Group Leader Pilaf, the Cronoa, Kami, and then having the extra ones in the side. I'm guessing he thought he was going to see more Shenron, and if he did, he probably did, or was able to use Dende pretty early on to disrupt the objections. And of course, the 2 Shenron for the draw, and as well as getting any of these back from the drop. With all of these things easily sighted outside of the mirror, with Childish and as well as Psychic Demon still being played in the Janemba decks, the ones that top anyway, simply due to because it speeds up the process, guarantee 4 or 5 milling out the opponent based on their deck. And in the mirror, it's really important so that way you can get multiple ones out along with this guy being involved on top of him, and then just swinging multiple times, and then swinging again after you activate main with the other two Janembas. One Unyielding Spirit Trunks, still a good card, always good to have a one of. The Borgos really helps against a lot of decks that untap like at all costs, the Preface, etc. And then the 3 Raging Spirit Son Gohan for removal and just having an extra attacker. The 2 Awakening Talent Pan is interesting. I don't really see too many green leaders or green typed leaders. The playing green for Shocking Death Ball or Full Power, so don't really have to worry about that, especially if you're going against a Janemba matchup, or the mirror that is. So I can see why he did that. Then Toki in the whole side, so that way you can kind of get any of the black cards that he had in the main, and then Trunks Power Overseeing Time for the Janemba mill matchup. Again, as we went into these 2 events, I thought I was going to see a lot of Janemba. I thought I was going to see a lot of Shenron, and I feel like other people did too. But overall, very, very good, very solid, and Janemba's not going anywhere. He's still going to be in celebrations. I almost immediately think about that. Even with Super Shenron, I still don't know what Super Shenron is going to be capable of doing, but I know that's probably going to be in the works for a lot of people. Oh, also Vegeta. The 2 Vegeta probably came in clutch for a lot of different decks, because as soon as he's out, he's going to be really hard to get rid of, and especially against these Broly lineage decks who are trying to go aggro. But again, that feature rare Vegeta. All right, so here's Peter Katani here, and we have the Baby Vegeta Brew, where we have the obviously Baby Vegeta leader, really good leader, does a lot for you on back and front side. And with the 3 Baby Vengeance Unleashed, the 1-drop, I really think you would get 4 of those, but I guess not. The 3/3, I kind of agree with that one, but the 4 Baby, I guess, is just so you're guaranteed to have them in the deck. 3 minus Killing Zone, love it, because you are running for Seeing Hit, and you don't want any of these things getting cold bloodlusted as well. The funny thing about this, dealing with the baby decks, as I was playing Broly, is to understand what I was going to be cold bloodlusting, either this man, or this man, or this man. Most of the time I didn't want to do this one, because after going through, I cold bloodlust one of them, they just play another, and then they use that one. I was just like, okay, well, you win this battle. But really, just cold bloodlusting probably this or this, if you can, is probably going to be the better deal. So that way they don't get the draw, and that way they can't evolve. So those are the kind of things that you have to worry about. They can still evolve with this man right here, so probably going to be the best thing to do on this guy. So yeah. Anyway, the body gain change getting you with the leader effect, and probably Revenge Death Ball is really good. The 1 Champa, cool. Saiyan Kaba for the more less, I wouldn't say less aggressive, but the ones that that are going to be taking life like Broly, or ones that are going to be at a lower life pretty early. So Saiyan Kaba is probably going to be a good pick for that. Baby Sadul, pretty good tech right there. I don't know if he's going to be, I don't know if he actually played any of that, because body change getting you is probably a little bit better in almost every way. You get an attacker with 25,000, you still get to take control of something in active mode and actually even play it. Baby Sadul does the same thing, and just switches to active mode, and as well as give it a boost, and you don't give them anything, so you don't have to deal with that next turn. I think 3 Burst Attack Gohan, probably in the Chain Attack Zeno matchup, going the mirror technically, because he is playing Chain Attack, and then 2 Haruharu, 1 Kronoa, 1 minus Killing Zone. Really wanted to make sure that he does not run into a Broly. Really, that's some Broly hate right there. And then 2 Vegeta for the Barrier Boys. Good job, Katani. So this one is the Danny Brown, my man, who played the $400 deck. It's probably close to 600 with all of this other stuff in it, especially if it's foiled. But look at this: 1 Bardock the Progenitor, wow, and 4 Successor Hope. That's pretty good right there. That's pretty good. And then the 2 Master Roshis, the Master Shen and Roshi, with the Tough Enough Krillin combo. And then yeah, it's an interesting build. This is the counterattack play, so I mean that's just another negate that you can use. As I understand, you don't get the 2 draw after you play it for 1, but no big deal. The 2 Bad Ring, the 2 Kronoa, 2 Dende, the 3 Time Magic, 2 cold bloodless. That's pretty popular in most decks as well. Plenty of defense, I would say, in a lot of different things, especially since Chaozu is a blocker. These two draw you quite a lot of cards if the longer they stay on the field. And as they stay on the field, they draw you 2 cards, they probably attack into it, they kill it, and now you have more sparking as needed. And if they don't kill it, then you're just drawing 2 cards every turn. The other part is that they're not attacking a leader, which, you know, Broly is kind of susceptible to a lot of the time. And then they just waste 2 attacks, or they have to remove it. And then now they have 2 Flying Nimbus instead of the 3-time magic, or 2 extra Flying Nimbus. That is the extra battering, extra cold bloodless, extra counter here with the announcer. I guess he wants to keep it thematic. I guess I don't know. I'm probably missing something here. I'm tired. Okay, Dark Power Mass Saiyan, the Kronoa, the extra one for the 3rd. For consistency, Haru Haru for any green and yellow matchups. No whatchamacallit, no minus Killy Zone, but I guess he doesn't really need it. High Mastery does a lot of work along with the Victory Strike. And this deck pretty much puts the Janemba matchup in check, or Janemba in check. That's probably why, another reason why you really didn't see too much Janemba is because of this type of deck. All right, moving on. Pretty much the same, just without all the Wamet stuff. The 3 Vegeta, the 3 or 4 Successor, and into the Dynasty, the Dependable Dynasty, and the 2. I was gonna say 2 Videls, but 2 Mothers over here. The Videl, and as well as Jean, so that way you can get that sparking pretty early. 3 Konoha, so that way you don't die. 2 Shigesh, and then 1 Shigesh, and then 3 Pure-Hearted Goku with the Planet Vegeta. Both of them are searchable for. Even if you can't play Shigesh, you're gonna get that 10k. 3 Champa, and 2 Wheel of Iron. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The 3 Crusher Ball is an interesting tech choice, but I can see why you would do that. The 3 Universe Representative, especially against the slower decks, is going to be pretty clutch to get that High Mastery and as well as Victory Strike pretty early. And it gets Janemba, so that way you can search it out, get it, and you don't lose it. The 1 Preface, if I guess they know that, I guess it's for the 1 Shigesh, I don't know. The 4th Battering, probably for the Janemba matchup. Dende for Shenron, and then 1 Konoha. Pretty standard, but also really good. Here's another Broly Lineage deck. This one without the Victory Strike. Not everybody's gonna have it, but this one also features, the reason why I wanted to bring it up is the Dimension Support Trunks with the 2-drop Son Goku for 1 energy, which you're gonna be able to do that. The 3 in drop, that is, with the Gene being able to block, and then the Successor being able to search out pretty easily. It's pretty good. And then 4 cold bloodless, so you're pretty much not gonna play anything. That's pretty much what he's saying there. And as well as this guy right here. So this guy with the Bardock is really good tech, and then you can search out the 3-drop Son Gohan if you want to remove something. And then no Shigesh whatsoever. So pretty good call overall. And then the planet pretty much searches all of your deck. Pretty much all your deck, even this is searchable, so I can really see how consistent this deck is, and I actually really like it. Even Gene can be searched out, so that's really good. I really like this deck. 3-time magic to swap out for nothing because he doesn't have any counters. I didn't even notice that. The 4 Dark Power Mass Vein. So if you're going against that Vegeta deck, and you're going to be playing that Child's Wish pretty early on, you can slow that down with the Dark Power Mass Vein and to have something to awaken pretty quick, faster, that is. But I think that's the idea behind it. 2 Konoha and then 1 in the side is pretty much standard. Even I did that in my Broly deck, so yeah. 4 Haru Haru, 3 Dimensional Magic, or Dimensional Banisher Fu, because this deck kind of lacks removal outside of the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. And the last one, last couple ones that I really wanted to go over is the Galactic Moms one. A lot of 1 and 2 ofs. A lot. It's just the ratios are a lot different from all the other decks that we just viewed. Like even 1 Flying Nimbus, 3-time magic. It's just, I feel like, I mean, no offense to him. Obviously he did pretty well, and I think it worked out for him. It's just that you know, these ratios are really interesting. And I think it just plays onto his sideboard. Yeah, so 2 cold bloodless, 2 in the side, 2 Flying Nimbus, 1 in the main, 3 Frieza for, I guess, the feature rare Goku, and then 2 burst energy Bardock for the 3-drop power booster Goku as well, and then 1 dimension manager Fu along with this one, them both being on the side. So just attacking over and over again, having the power charge Bardock as well to switch out for 2 yellow energy as well to have that attack ready on the ready. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is, right? I don't really understand the gene here, but I guess it's just so you can use for any of the 4 overwhelm cards that he has here. No Cronoa in the main. I guess he didn't really have room for it after choosing all of this, and the 2/2 split Shigesh is pretty cool. So I can see where this is going, and I'm glad it made top 16. And then finally, the classic mono blue Rudigan from Mr. Jonathan, but this one does have the encroaching darkness Demigra, with this Demigra most likely having or being the target for that. So a few things to remember is that the power booster Demigra can be played in any deck. It's just that this man gets the 3 energy Aches Evolve or Xeno Evolve, what do you want to call it, on top, and then you get a 4-drop right outside. So you can't do any of these other 4-drops or whatever, like 4 or 3 drops, whatever you have, but you can go ahead and get out this Dark Control Demigra, which plays really well with the Phantom Plane Cannon. I think that's like the biggest thing that he really wanted to do, is just to have that. The other thing is that it's just a lot of interesting tech choices in the side. Obviously, at all costs, gives you a lot of value in a lot of different places, and just overall, it just kind of draws a lot. The group leader Preloff at 3, and then 1 more in the side. You a wild boy, that's for sure. But the 2 Whis, the 2 Piccolo for objections, it's a cool tech. I think he's 10k. It's been a while since I've seen that card. 2 Ready Stance Goku, I'm guessing for Victory Strike? Who knows? The Infernal Villainy Cell, so 2 more extra pseudo super combos, 3 minus Killy Zone. You can Kobolest this, so that makes sense. And then 2 Black Mass and the Splintering Mine. This one is you take take 2 life and send it to your warp, and then they take 1 life and send it to their warp. I don't know how much play that actually got for him, but I'm sure it did, especially since you can get this guy out from the warp using Encroaching Darkness Demigra. And also the other thing is that I most likely think that he's swinging with the and again, I didn't see any matches, I didn't talk to anybody, this is just my guess. He's swinging with the Rudigan leader as soon as he sees a black card that he can warp with the Encroaching Darkness Demigra, whether it's this guy or this guy. He's going to go ahead and pitch that, so that way he can go into Overrealm as soon as possible, pay 3, and then get them right back. So pretty cool tech, and I think that's probably something that, like, this deck in general probably caught a lot of people off guard in playing it. So very, very cool. I think it really, again, speaks to the meta of like how many things that we can kind of answer for and what we can kind of play. I think we're kind of all over the place. I'm a little scared when it comes to going into set 6, but we're gonna figure it out, and hopefully we'll do well overall, me and everybody else playing the game, that is. But that's pretty much it, guys. Those are all the decks I really want to go over. Again, I didn't want to go through every single one of the decks. I'm sure you saw it somewhere else. I'm sure someone else is going to be going through it, but these are the decks that I like, the ones I picked out, the ones I think are the most interesting, or the ones that I am glad had a top 16 showing. And then if you believe there are other decks that I missed, let me know in the comments. Let me know about my thoughts, or your thoughts about my thoughts. Comment, and subscribe. Shout out to everybody that I met. Shout out to everybody who played in the Vegas Regional / ARG event. Please come down whenever you can, because we need more on the West Coast. I will see you in the next one, or in San Diego. Later.